He comes on and lets me know if you can hear me. If not, I'll do this again in video form. Somebody come on. I know you guys get messages that I'm here. See if somebody's up and at 'em at this time today, wherever you are. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and talk. If I don't like it, well, I'll take it down. I was talking to Sandra and Jeannie last night, and I think I realized a better thing. You know, going to 5D, there we go, Tasha. So I guess you can. So what I was realizing as we were talking about how difficult it is to get to 5D, and I realized that it's not difficult to get to 5D. It's easy to get to 5D. The trick is that you have to figure out to get to 4D and then to 3D and stop doing it. That's all. It's a matter of not doing what you have been doing to get back far. And the things that you did to get through 4D intense, and they were difficult, but those are the things that are difficult, not getting to 5D. But you've been doing them for so long that they've been habitual. So you have to figure out which things are 5D things and which things are 4D things and which things are 3D things. 3D things are all based on fear. And like I've told you guys before, it's not fear like you're afraid that a serial killer is going to kill. It's not just that kind of fear. It's very, very, any anxiety or worry is fear too. So if you're worried about whether or not driving in the snow is going to kill you so you don't drive in it, you're not going to get to 5D because it's a worry and it's fear. That's what keeps you in the lower vibrations. That's what you did when you came here to get to the lower vibrations. It's a punishment to keep you out of 5D. It's the way that you did 3D. You see? So you've got to stop doing what you did in 3D and 4D to get to 5D. That's all. It's not that 5D is the next step. 5D is undoing to get to the lower vibrations because that's what you wanted to do. Okay? So if just being the way you were in 3D or the way that you're in 4D was good enough to get to 5D, then it wouldn't have been difficult to get into 4 and 3D. And it was very difficult to get, especially to the lower vibrations of 3D. It was very difficult. Very. So it just follows that to stop doing those things that were so difficult to get to 3D would be challenging to stop doing them 3D and 4D. So yes, there's quite a few of you that still bounce. You still bounce into fear. Okay? No harm, no foul. You bounce there. You're in 4D generally. Bounce into 3D. You've got to figure out what, and across the board, put you into 3D was living in. And in order to stay in 3D and go to deep, deep 3D, you had to live almost constantly in fear in one way or the other. You had to worry about what job you had. You had to worry about, well, shoot, there's so many. What school the job you had. You had to worry about, well, shoot, there's so many. What school to go to, whether you get good grades, whether you were good enough, whether you were pretty enough, whether you were thin enough, which direction to go, if you drove the car, whether you work. Those of you who are going to work every day, you're still going to be, that's what you, if you still have to work, you have to be concerned about how you're dealing with work. Are you going there out of pure fun because you love it and you don't have to worry about anything at work because, after all, you are a creator God. You've decided to be there. Nothing can hurt you lose that job unless you decide to. There's no reason to worry about going to work. However, in order to be to 3D, that was a very common thing that you did. If you're a younger person, frequently in 3D, what you worried about was, would you be alone? Could you find somebody? Are you good enough for the person? All that stuff's got to be gone to go to 5D. That's 3D rules, guys. 3D rules. And it isn't a punishment, it's just that's the tool that you use yourself in order to experience 3D, to get for you star seeds. That is the means to get yourself low and that you could stand on this planet and help Gaia. Okay? But you can't use those same means to exist in a different plane of existence. So you simply have to learn to let go of all the stuff that you did to be in 3D, and there's a bunch of it. 5D is much more the God that you are, okay? Simply the God that you are. It's much create as you go, no worries, no worry about anybody else. So it's more letting go of 3D, 4D than anything. You really don't have to learn anything to go to 5D. You already do it. It's just that right now you're so in your mind worried and or judging people, places, and things that it covers up naturally to you. When you stop doing the things you did in 3 and 4D, the things that you will shine at and use in 5D will naturally just come out. Your amnesia gradually as you stop doing the other things, you see. So you don't really have to learn anything. You learn meditation not to learn the 5D stuff. You learn meditation to center yourself so you can learn to stop doing 3. Stop thinking and existing in a 3 and 4D way. And as I've said before, 3D is based on fear, anxiety, low self-esteem. So low self-esteem is the opposite of you are. That is the reason why it's used. It helps us to remember that we are creator gods. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. Being creative in any way, remember the creator God that you are. But you don't have to create, you can create many different ways. Creating with paint, song, or any kind of artistry is really, but you can also create by practicing making things happen. And we're moving fast enough now that you can do that. You can practice that. You want something to happen, visualize it happening, then let it go, walk and see how it works. But the only way that's out in is if you stop thinking about it. New Agers are good at some of that law of attraction creation stuff, but in order to make it work, you can't worry about whether or not it worked because fear is 3D. 3 will slow it down to the point that you won't even see it happening. Is there an effect? Sure, but you countered it when you worried about it. You made it go away whenever you worried about it. Worry is fear. Fear is good at keeping you low. Good. Do that. So, yeah. So you really have to understand that fear is 3D, judgment is 4D, going through your thing, everything. If you're afraid of mice, go find you a pet mouse and play with it until you're not afraid of mice anymore. If you're afraid of rats, go buy you a rat and you're not afraid of it anymore. If you're afraid of spiders, buy you a spider Play with it until you're not afraid of it anymore. If you're darken the house. And good morning, Michelle. Now, this Michelle really doesn't have anything because you're already almost in 5D. So, whatever it is you're afraid of or anxious about, if you're anxious about work, you're not, continue to train yourself. I'm a God. I created this. Nothing. I'm perfectly fine until you're not anxious at work. And by afraid, you get rid of them. So anything that you've said over the years and you said, I'm afraid of, if you're afraid of water and swimming, take swimming lessons and get over it. Whatever you've got to do to get over your fear and anxiety, you've got to find them and you've got to get rid of them. That simple. And it's not any where you came from, going down into time and space, you went through 4 and into 3. Went from 4 into 3, go into 4, but a lot of you did. So you have to get rid of the judgment and the fear. It's because it's not, don't think of it like the way you've been thinking about it. Doing anything wrong, and you don't have to stop doing wrong things to get to 5D. This was the means by which you used to get in or 3D. All right? So you're simply undoing what you did. You colored to be in a human form and lower your vibration. You simply have to go through them and get rid of them in order to get to 5D. 5D is easier, guys, than 4D. Easier. You're letting go of things that you've been doing. That's all. You're letting, so you have to find out what they are to let them go. And the higher you go and the more you do that, it's much it's much lighter, it's more fun because you don't need to use a lot of these other things. The more you say to yourself, I'm a God. I'm a God, I create everything around me. Well, when there's no reason to be anxious about whether or not you should drive the car today or whether you're going to have a good day at work. When you know without a doubt that you're the one that's creating it, even up, you know you can fix it. So on. What's there to be anxious about? You're the God. You run this thing. You just forgot that in order to get 3D. Did it for a reason. Okay? All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful day in Hampshire. I am so glad to be here. It is have a jacket on. I'm a happy camper. And next week, I think we're going to go out with Rich. So, yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Love you bunches. Bye now.